Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey, and if you are part of the 90% of Cowboys fans for our Cowboys Report poll that want Jason Garrett fired, then type FG in the comment section. Maybe you will get your wish this year, and if you do, I've got my updated list of potential Jason Garrett replacements coming up right now. Before we dive into the top names, here are some other names that we got to mention but aren't going to happen. Sean Payton, he signed an extension. Tony Romo, guys, why would he come? It doesn't make any sense for Romo to leave his awesome job and come be a head coach when, by the way, he's literally never been a coach at any level. It doesn't make sense for Romo. McDaniels are going to stay in New England. Is Mike McCarthy just Jason Garrett with a Super Bowl ring? I kind of think he is. Now, some former college names that I will mention. I'd love to get Dabo. He's not gonna leave Clemson. Nick Saban, he's not gonna leave Bama. Plus, didn't we try that already in the NFL? Bob Stoops, I don't think he's gonna take a high pressure job. Why he went to the XFL? I don't think Jim Harbaugh right now is gonna leave Michigan either. Now, for some terrible ideas, if you say Jimmy Johnson again to me, I'm gonna have a 2-word reaction for you in the comments. You can try and trigger me if you will. Terrible idea. Tom Herman has not been that good. John Fox, Jack Del Rio. That's just like going with Jason Garrett, but they're different names. Marvin Lewis. No, I also don't like that one at all. The Bengals might be better with him. He's still not a good coach. Names I do like, though, before we dive into my top 10. Matt Campbell, maybe not quite as high as he was last year. Dan Mullen, I wouldn't mind reuniting him with Dak Prescott. I like the jobs Brian Daboll and John DeFilippo have done. And then Ryan Day, who I don't think leaves, but I would at least be somewhat intrigued by if I were in charge of the Dallas Cowboys. So who do you want as the next Cowboys head coach? Let me know in the comment section. You can put whatever name you want in there. I just might not like it, but there are plenty of names that make sense for the Cowboys. All right, on now to number 10. I am grouping both Chris Richard and Kellen Moore together here. Internal hire. And I don't think it's the right way to go. Richard was the super hot name last year, and how quickly things change, right? Now it's kind of like, yeah, but his defense isn't all that great. So for those of you that wanted Richard last year, I don't think you're on that train, at least not as many of you this time around. I like what the job Kellen Moore has done overall. He's been solid, but does an internal hire actually change anything? The next hire needs to be an external one. There needs to be something different with this Cowboys organization. Just promoting again, I don't think accomplishes that. Number 9, Dan Campbell, the Saints tight ends coach and the assistant head coach in New Orleans. Now, he's been a head coach before. He was the Dolphins interim back in 2015. He actually went 5-7, which if you remember that Dolphins team, was actually kind of a good job. A former Cowboys player from 2003 to 2005. He's been on kind of like the backup list, I think, for several teams, has not had that job. Maybe the one big concern around Dan Campbell, well, he's never been a play caller. That's not his mindset. He's more of the CEO type, which I don't know if Cowboys fans want that, given that's been Jason Garrett's role the past couple of years. All right, number 8 on my updated Jason Garrett replacements list, that's Eric Bieniemy. He is the Chiefs OC, doesn't call the plays, although Chiefs OC has been a pretty solid pipeline to NFL success. He interviewed for 4 different head coaching jobs last year. The problem is for Bieniemy, he of course did not get any of those jobs. Maybe some teams have some regrets there. The Bengals interviewed him. I thought he was going to get that job. They went with Zach Taylor. Might not be the right choice there. The Bucs hired Bruce Arians. The Jets, who also interviewed Chris Richard, and the Miami Dolphins all had interest in Bieniemy. I would not be surprised if at minimum Bieniemy gets a call by the Dallas Cowboys. Now we are getting close to the holiday season. We're already there. I'm playing Santa Tom again for you guys. If I find a good Cowboys gear deal, I'm going to tell you about it. How about this Cowboys quarter zip, which I love quarter zips, by the way. Perfect here for the weather in Texas. 25% off. It's under $38. Get it today at chatsports.com/CowboysJacket. That's chatsports.com/CowboysJacket. And don't worry, I'll make sure that link for you is in the description and the comments on this video. Number 7, a name I think many of you want based on my mention, what I've seen in the comments. That's Urban Meyer. And there's really not much to argue against Meyer on the field, right? He's a winner everywhere he's gone. He's won at Florida. He's won at Ohio State. He's won at Bowling Green in Utah. I think he would fit well with Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott. My concern and why he's not higher on this list is A, I don't know if Urban Meyer is going to come to the NFL. That USC job could be his. I don't know if he wants to make the jump to the NFL. And frankly, I don't know if he wants to make the jump back to college at all. His recent comments have kind of been like, I'm okay not being involved. Maybe that's just leverage. Maybe it's not. How do you guys want Urban? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I venture to say most of these will be yeses, and I can already hear you guys saying, but Tom, Urban said he'd take the job. Yeah, he kind of didn't, though. That's not really what he said. He said the Cowboys' job was a special one, and that he would have listened if they'd called. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I don't think I am. He spoke in the past tense the entire time. And he also offered plenty of plays for Lincoln Riley in that interview. And yes, we will get to Riley in a little bit. Stay tuned to see where he checks out on this list. An updated entry here, number 6. Robert Saleh was not on it earlier, but I thought about him. And the Niners' defense continues to be among the NFL's best. He's been fantastic, and it's kind of like the inverse of Chris Richard, right? Last year, everyone loved Richard. This year, everyone loves another former Seahawks assistant coach. He went from being on the hot seat in San Francisco last year to hire him. He's great. Funny how quickly things change in the NFL. But if you want to go defensive mind, I like the idea of Robert Saleh. He checks in at number 6. But he's not the highest rated defensive coordinator on this list. Matt Eberflus checks in at number 5. I think, has done a great job with the Colts. That Colts defense was not great when he took over, and that they've shown growth under him. Not bad for a guy who was originally hired by Josh McDaniels and then chose to stick around once Frank Reich took over. The defense has shown growth, and the Cowboys know him very well. 2011, 2017, he was almost in the Chris Richard type of mold there, running kind of the passing defense side of things, but was the linebackers coach originally. My concern here, and maybe why he's not number 1, I don't know if this is enough of an outside hire. It's new, but it's also still kind of the same. So do you want a former or current Dallas Cowboys coach, that could include Eberflus, that could include Kellen Moore, that could include Chris Richard, to be the new Cowboys head coach? I understand the concerns about it. Let me know what you guys think. Type 1 for yes and 0 for no. Number 4, welcome to the list. Matt Rhule was considered last time around. All he's done this year is continue to make Baylor look like a top 10 college football program. The NFL has always liked Matt Rhule. He interviewed for the Giants job when it went to Pat Shurmur, interviewed for the Jets job, almost got that last year before it went to Adam Gase. And he's done a fantastic job rebuilding everywhere he's gone. He took Baylor from a terrible dumpster fire to got 10 wins. They have a chance to make the CFP this year. Temple, they had 2 wins his first year. Then they won double-digit games. And I like this. Not many coaches have this background. Has coached offense and defense. He has gotten the most out of his players. My hope is he'll be able to do the same in the NFL. One of the hottest names out there right now from this year is Greg Roman. And it's obvious why people want him, right? Look at the job he's done with Lamar Jackson. It has been nothing short of incredible. And he has a very strong track record, by the way, of that type of success. Now, make no mistake, the success with Lamar has been the best that we've seen Greg Roman do before. But look at what he's done with lesser quarterbacks. These are points per drive rankings, i.e., it makes it better in case you run the football like Greg Roman teams tend to do, and they run the ball very well, by the way. Tyrod Taylor, or Tyrod Taylor, however you want to say it, 9th and 11th. They made the most out of him until Greg Roman got fired because the defense was bad and Rex Ryan needed a scapegoat. I remember Rex, terrible decision. With San Francisco, with Colin Kaepernick and or Alex Smith, 2014 was not great. Things ended up regressing down the stretch because that team wasn't as good anymore. But 12th, 9th, 12th. Dak is easily better than Kaepernick or Smith was even in their primes. I would love to see Greg Roman come in. And it wouldn't be the same as the Lamar Jackson offense, I don't think, but Roman has shown he will adjust and adapt. Hopefully that will be the case if Roman comes in. He could be a great fit for Dak Prescott. Maybe not the number 1 option, but a very strong, missed out on our top 2 targets or top targets, whatever. Let's go call Greg Roman. Speaking of Dak, by the way, I'll alert you guys. Jersey flash sale. Cowboys jerseys, a whole bunch of them are on sale right now, 25% off. I do not know how long the sale will be on, but head over to chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. I'll get that in the description and comments too, don't worry. Chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. All kinds of Cowboys jerseys, even custom jerseys, are on sale for 25% off, but you got to use chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey to get that deal. All right, my favorite dark horse out there for the Jason Garrett job, I guess the Cowboys are going up to replace Jason Garrett, is Chris Petersen. Now, this year has not gone that well for Washington. It hasn't been the same. It's kind of taken a bit of a step back. I'm also not going to overreact to 1 year versus, at this point, about a decade of success for Petersen at Boise, which we know the Cowboys like, and Washington. And if you want to have some change at the top, maybe you want to keep some of your current staff in place, Petersen might be your guy. Because if you want to keep Kellen Moore, maybe you hire the coach he played for at Boise in Chris Petersen. That might be a decent enough balance of new and old, satisfy me, to satisfy many of you, and of course, Jerry, Stephen Jones, and Will McClay. But make no mistake about it, the number one target for the Dallas Cowboys absolutely has to be Lincoln Riley. Now, with that said, it is not a guarantee whatsoever that Lincoln Riley will decide to come to the Dallas Cowboys or come to the NFL. Those top-end college football jobs, they're just as good, if not better, than NFL jobs. Now, as Urban Meyer said, the Cowboys' job is different, it's special, and if there was a job Lincoln Riley were to leave for, I think the Cowboys one would be it because of Stephen Jones. Those two already get along, and I don't mean to sound arrogant here, but it's the Cowboys. That's kind of a big deal for any NFL player and any NFL coach. And I would love to see Riley work with Dak Prescott and work with this offense. I mean, those receivers, they just get open with ease. The throws are easy for Oklahoma, and I know it's Big 12 defenses, but I still think that counts. Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, all three guys. We know that Hurts isn't as good as Dak Prescott, easily. I don't think Murray and Baker are, at least not yet. Maybe they won't ever be. But those guys had tremendous success in the Lincoln Riley offense. I want to see it brought to the NFL with Dak Prescott. They run the ball super efficiently. I think Zeke would benefit from it as well. So for me, Lincoln Riley is my number one choice, even though I acknowledge there's no guarantee he actually comes to the Cowboys because leaving Oklahoma is a tough, tough sell. But once again, let me know in the comments, who do you guys want as the next Cowboys head coach? Maybe it's Riley, maybe it's somebody else. Let me know. Just please don't say Jimmy Johnson. Doesn't make any sense for the Cowboys. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.